What does it mean to perform at the Royal Albert Hall? It's a strange thing that ultimately I made music in my bedroom on my laptop and started playing clubs, and I never expected that I would end up playing in spaces like this. I mean, I have done a lot of projects connecting, with Philip Glass reworks with Bruce Brubaker and working with sort of post-classical elements. So I guess there's a connection in terms of I do make electronic music that has connections to classical music. So I suppose that's why I've ended up playing these classical venues. The great thing about playing spaces like this is, coming from a DJing background, is that obviously it's mainly a seated show. So when people aren't dancing, it opens up doors musically. You can play electronic music that you could never play in a club. Whenever you don't have to make people dance, you've got so much more space in the mix to play with. You can do things musically, you can draw attention to other things like the melodies and the harmonies, and the structures can become much more prevalent in the music. I'm very lucky to be able to play spaces like that where I get to express those ideas. What can people expect from my performance at the Royal Albert Hall? They can expect some new things and some familiarity. I'll still be playing I have the certain themes that run through my music and my visual collaborations. I love my bass massaging harmonies, low frequency harmonies that run through the body and sort of wrap us in music. There'll be plenty of that. There'll be new music, there'll be new visuals, there'll be new mapping systems and sort of use of the space, but then there'll be some old favorites as well. And really, what I hope people can expect is to be emotionally engaged and to find some beauty and to find some terror and to find some new things in there, new feelings. What would success look like with the show at the Royal Albert Hall? Success or failure with a show is, do I feel like I've delivered the emotions and ideas I wanted to deliver? What people make of that, I hope they like it. Ultimately, that's out of my control. But it's not going to be so wild that it's going to be radically, totally different from what I've done before. So hopefully the people coming know what sort of reimagined bar house they're going to get. The most important thing is that the people that it's some use to. So for example, a lot of the time I'll play shows and I'll chat to people. I always try and chat to people at the end of the shows. And often people will say, I was having a hard time, or I did hit a difficult patch in my life, or whatever it was, and the music or the visual project or the ideas or something in there was helpful. And I always say to those people that's the most important thing. We make art for entertainment, but art also functions for much deeper reasons than just entertainment. Every video I work on, every music video, it might look abstract, but it all means something. It's all there for a reason. And that's really what's important. It's important, what it means and how it feels, not what the medium is. So I hope that all of the technology isn't seen as technology, but what's seen is the actual meaning and the feeling that we try and imbue the technology with. For the Royal Albert Hall, I'll be collaborating with Architecture Social Club. Date.The from Architecture Social Club I've been working with since 1999, whenever he put his first event on. We met at university, and then he ran the Firefly parties that I was a resident at for so many years, to about 2010. I'm still going to be referring back to all of the back catalogues of all the collaborations with McLaughlin's and Nick Cobby and Jessica Inn and all these people I've worked with over the years. And Architecture Social Club will be helping with that sort of wider show design and modeling, and helping us try and make sense of this vast space. In terms of working with venues, my general approach is to try and use the architecture as a piece of the storytelling. I look at a space like this we've got behind me here, the Royal Albert Hall in London, and it's just this epic, beautiful, historic building on its own without anything. It's already a piece of art. It's a huge space. So the challenge for me is, how can I complement that space? How can I make something which fills it and works in unison with what's there historically and architecturally? The approach I'm going for is really to try and fill it with light and to have many sources of lasers and projections and imagery to try and make a 360-degree experience, because also the audience sit behind the stage. It'll be a different show. It'll be unique and bespoke for the venue. The challenge is to fill it and to complement it.